What's going on, A-Side family? This your boy Truth, and that's short for Truth Over Narrative. Welcome to A-Side Boxing Talk. Again, today we got a special guest with us, rising star in boxing, up-and-coming prospect, former Olympian. We got Mr. Michael Angeletti. How's it going, champ?
What's up? What's up? Thank you for having me. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, champ. I know we talked a little bit offline, but we're gonna get it started. We're gonna jump right into it. Hey, so can you tell me about your background and how you got into boxing?
So I got into boxing. I've always been an athlete in my younger life or whatever. But first got it formally introduced to boxing when I got dropped off to basketball practice, and I wound up skipping practice, and I seen the gym, and the coach was like, "Come through," and I was like, "All right." So I skipped practice, started boxing, and then once my mom came to pick me up for basketball practice, I told her I didn't want to play basketball no more, and then that was kind of the beginning of it all right there.
So what age was that? Because usually, man, guys, man, when they pretty nice and bald, they ain't trying to get that up, man. So around what age was that?
I was 12 and a half, 13.
Oh, okay. Oh, you was balling for real then.
Oh yeah. But basketball wasn't my main thing at the time. I was a football player, so football was my thing anyway. So giving up basketball wasn't too much of a big deal.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously we know that you're an accomplished amateur. So kind of talk to me about your amateur career, like your record. I mean, what you think was like your biggest win and some things that you remember about your amateur career?
Amateur record was 125-20. Fought all over the world. I fought in Nicaragua, Poland, Germany, Ireland, Great Britain, Russia. Amateur experience was great. Biggest win, I would say probably 2018 Nationals. I won. That's what put me as ranked number one. I was ranked number two previously in 2017, and then another big one for me was winning a medal overseas in Poland, my first overseas medal. So my biggest accomplishments.
Okay, so and speaking of the amateurs, one thing that I could definitely say about that, I guess that amateur to the pro transition, we see a lot of guys that's great amateurs, like great, you know what I mean? But it seemed like they game don't necessarily transition well to professional boxing. Now, when I watch you right now, with just the short amount of professional fights that you have, clearly you got a professional boxing game. So is that, even as an amateur, did you fight like that as well? Or did you just have good coaches that helped you be able to transition to the program well?
I had a pro style in the amateur game. Okay. My pace was a little slower than the others, but you can some people can get away with it if you sharp enough or if you making it obvious that you landing heavier shots. A lot of things with the amateurs, well, in my opinion, I feel like people like to, get busy, but it's a lot of tapping, not really sitting down on punches. And so that was one of my big things. I sit down on my punches. I've been doing it in the amateurs, and so that's kind of it's transferred over for me in the pro game. Easier.
No, that definitely makes sense. So coming up, like I guess in the gym, or I guess as you kind of learning the craft and getting better and better, was there any fighters that you was like, you know what, I want to model my game, like after him, or I want to do this like this guy, or maybe just some fighter that you watched heavily as on the way up?
My very first the person who just like sold me on boxing, like I gotta do this, I'm dropping everything for this, was Roy Jones. So that was the very first guy that I started watching, and then from him got to know boxing a bit more, and then that's when I started looking at Floyd and Floyd Mayweather. And so I was looking at mostly them two guys, and then as I started getting to know boxing, I started looking at a lot of James Toney, Andre Ward, and Canelo. Those are my top guys that I like to watch and try to copycat. Take skills from them type guys.
For sure. So, do you have a moment where, I guess, as you was an amateur or even coming up or whenever, where maybe you might have stepped out the ring, or you might have been in training, or might have just on the way home and said, you know what, I really think I could do this. Like, I really think that I'm special. Did you have one of those moments, or you just kind of got to where you was at?
A bit of both. I kind of got to where I'm at, but I also had those moments when I'm like, man, I know I got this. Even taking some L's, I knew that, like, damn, like, it's just small details, or maybe I didn't do enough in this fight. I know I just got to do a little bit more. Just small details I got to work on. And I know I'm that guy. I know I could do it. I know I'm stronger than most of these dudes, faster than them. It's the small details I got to tap in on, and I'm gonna get it. And so yeah, I had that a lot. Every L I ever took, it was always a lesson behind it, and so I just use it as use that to help me out.
For sure. Now, especially with the younger fighters, when I talk to y'all, I like to get into your mindset. Talk to me about, what do you think? What's running through your mind right before that first bell ring? I know some guys, they just sticking on the game plan. Some guys, it's anger. I even talked to Brian Norman Jr. last week, and he was like, man, I just make up stories like they killed my family or they try to shoot me or something like that. So what's going through your mind right before that first bell ring?
What's going through my mind is, I know I'll work this dude. He ain't getting the sparring that I'm getting. I'm sparring top guys. I know he ain't working like I'm working. Oh, he ain't sparring these champions that I'm sparring. So I know I'm over prepared for anybody in here. So that's kind of my thing. I hype myself up. I talk to myself like, Mike, you got this, Mike. Like, he dude ain't faster than you. He ain't stronger than you. He ain't smarter than you. You done spar way better opposition than this dude. Like, ain't no way he ready for you. So just stick to the game plan. So I just kind of I talk myself up. Like, I don't be saying nobody killed nobody. That's funny right there.
Yeah. So when you in the gym, man, talk to me about, I guess, like some of your favorite things to do in the gym, and then maybe some of the things that you like, damn, man, we got to get to this again. I wish we could skip this day, or you got anything like that?
Oh, man, running, man. No, I'm very disciplined. I keep my eating habits in order. I train every day. But I hate running, but I know I got to do it. I know that running helps me tremendously. And I never want to, I remember times in the amateurs, like learning the lessons, I get tired in a fight, and I never wanted to feel like that again. And then I've been doing these different run-ins and different sprints and stuff like that, hill running and stuff like that. And it helped me out, and I didn't get tired of it again. And so I know that, damn, I hate this running, but I never want to be tired again. And so I know that. So running is like a love and hate relationship.
So, question. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, when I looked at the bout sheet when I was in the arena, I seen that your fight with Jeremy O'Donnell, it was at like 126. Was it at featherweight?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so and I know as an amateur, I think you was number one at 114, right?
Right.
Okay, and so what weight class are we going to see you campaigning? That's what I was wondering about.
118 and 122.
Okay,
there's a story behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Behind 126.
Okay, can we get into that?
So we said, yeah, of course. So we talked. Our manager was talking 122, 122. That was what it was gonna be. Then when the contracts came up for us to sign, they wanted to know if they could do 124. And he was like, whatever, 2 pounds, come on, let's do 124. Boom. So at the weigh-ins, I'm 124.
Mm-hmm.
Contract had been signed long ago, week before or whatever. We set, we ready for 124. We at the weigh-ins, and they come up to us, him and his dad, his coach or whatever. They like, we not making 124. We 126 right now, and we not about to lose no weight. And so we like, damn, like I'm 124 right now. I'm on weight. This dude 2 pounds heavier. Like, we signed a contract for this. Like, So we got on the phone with our managers, with my manager, and we talked over with a couple of different guys, and it was like, I told him I want to fight, and that was that. I was like, let's take some money from him, and then we're gonna fight. And so that's what we did, and I did what I had to do.
Yeah, nah, that makes sense.
But that was never supposed to happen. I never supposed to fight at 126. So
it really was just, I guess, unprofessionalism on that side, more so than
very unprofessional. I made weight all my fights. I never missed weight in my life.
And so I got a question, man, because man, you're not a small dude, man. Like you ain't small at all. How long are you gonna be able to make like 118 and 122? You think you see like yourself winning titles at those two weight classes?
Oh yeah, I want to win my first title at 118, and so that's the goal. 18 and 22, I can go back and forth. I did the amateur. I was the same size I am now, my natural walk around weight, making 114 in the amateurs. I haven't grown really.
Wow.
So if I make 114 and hold that shit for multiple weeks, like overseas, I was holding it for 2 and 3 weeks at world championships and stuff like that. If I could do that, then 118, 122, that's for a day. Didn't rehydrate. I ain't even get to rehydrate at 114. You rehydrate a little bit, but you got to lose it after you win.
You might got to fight the next day or the day after.
So being a professional, I make weight one time, boom, go rehydrate. That's it.
That makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
Now I'm big. I know I'm big.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I know we definitely early into your career, but I mean, where do you think you see yourself weight class wise, possibly ending off?
Man, I can't answer that because I mean my weight, I don't get too heavy.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, I'm gonna do whatever my body allows me to do. So I know I got height to even be at like 140, but whatever my weight let me get to, that's what I'm gonna go to. But I don't think I ever get that big.
Yeah. Now in the ring, focusing on looking at you in the ring. One thing again that I noticed is that you got a very pro style offense, and you never look like frustrated or flustered. Like you even like your ring generalship is on a different level for this time of your career. I see you when you get against the ropes, you immediately move. You know what I mean? You like to keep the center of the ring. You go upstairs, you go downstairs, like you change levels. You know what I'm saying? Like talk to me about that. Is that something that you actually work on, or I guess just through your maturation, you just naturally became like that? Because a lot of guys, you still don't see that. It still take 10, 15, 20 fights to actually become that ring general and be aware, like, okay, I know I'm not on the ropes, but I know I'm close. You know what? Let me walk this guy back to the center of the ring. You know what? This guy moving a lot. Let me tack the body. Like, is that something that you and your coach kind of go over, or is just you just got like
Yeah,
that?
just with the experience from the amateurs,
Yeah.
each fight you can pull something from. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been an amateur for a long time, so even watching pro fights, you seeing certain stuff that pro fighters do. Like, dang, that was smart. Like why he did that. You know, in different old school fights, you look back on YouTube and see like, oh, they break them down and how they use certain tactics at the beginning and how they finish them off at the end or whatever. So we do a lot of film. I'm very smart, I think. And so I see stuff, and then I just work on different things that I like, and then keep adding stuff to my arsenal. And so all this stuff that people seeing of me is just been accumulated throughout the years.
Yeah, no, that's fire. So just to pivot off a little bit, man, I think I seen somewhere that say like you like involved in real estate or something like that.
That's right. Yep.
Talk to me about that, because again, and I had another question, but I want to wrap that up together, man. Like, would you be involved in real estate? I know you're young and upcoming. I see you look on your Instagram. You're a family man. Your wife, your kids, man. Talk to me about the real estate, and then how important is that family dynamic? Again, you don't see a lot of guys that's kind of moving the way that you're doing. So talk to me about the real estate, and then talk to me about your family as well, and how that's important to you.
Gotcha. So the real estate came about when I was in the gym. I was training with one of the bros, and his dad was a broker, and he was just the way he carried himself. Like I knew he was doing. Like, what are you doing? I had to. I'm not afraid to ask questions. I see somebody doing something that I like the way he driving up, the car he driving in, the way he carries himself, the confidence, the way he stand up tall, and you know what I'm saying. So I had to ask him, and he said he was a broker and he sell homes. So I was like, all right, like let me tap in, like tell me what you're doing, like. And so I came over to his office and he laid everything out. He showed me all his paperwork and how much money he making per sale and stuff like that. I like, man, I want to do this. I want to make money and create generational wealth. And so that's what sold me. And so after he told me that, this was back in probably 2018, something like that. And then I ended up getting my real estate license, and it's what it's been since. And so I've been moving these houses.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
can't box forever, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, hey, but you know what? I think that's so important, Michael, man, because you started that on the front end. A lot of guys, they getting these paydays, they on TV, and then when it's getting close to the end, then they try to figure out, whoa, I need to maybe do something with this money. But all the bulk of their money is made already. I think it's very important, man. And that's why I wanted to highlight that, because you doing that stuff on the front end. Because something can happen tomorrow and you may not be able to box, but you already have this skill, this talent. Because selling homes is a talent. I don't know, you know what I mean? Because anybody could dress the part, but you got to be able to talk the talk and walk the walk, and you got to be able to
hustle. You gotta go and get it. It's
exactly
out there, but you just gotta go get it. That's all.
Exactly. And then again, like I said, looking at your social media, man, I see that you are big into family, man. You married, you got kids and all of that. Talk to me about that at such a young age, like having that family dynamic. Talk to me about that.
Well, man, it was a spiritual thing, and so I was kind of wild and reckless a little bit back in like high school, and I was like, man, I gotta chill out. So that's pretty much what it was. I was like, man, I gotta chill. I can't, live like this, like what I'm doing or whatever like that. And so it was a spiritual thing, and I got close to God, and then that led me to find a wife and then have kids, and that's kind of what I'm doing everything for. That's what I'm doing all this for my family, trying to create generational wealth, trying to make sure everything's solid, that we eating the right things, that we're not watching certain things on TV, putting it into our minds and stuff like that. So it's all that I'm trying to change for my kids. And when this where it started. It starts with me, and then my kids are gonna be better than me, and then my grandkids, and so on. And so yeah, that's what it's for.
Hey, man, I respect that, man. Trust me, I'm a dad too. I got 4, man, and that's literally, man. I do everything for my. I grind for my last name. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, people want you to know them, but at the end of the day, what you doing gotta be centered around your little ones, your family, your wife. I got them married too, so definitely, I appreciate it. I'm on the same grind, and I respect your grind. Yeah. Take me back to October 15th, man. You in there with Jeremy Adorno. Obviously, these guys, now that we know that they a little unprofessional, but to be honest, I thought I knew you would win. You saw the tweets. I was tweeting you up, you know what I mean? Because I know a lot of guys, so I'm tweeting you up. But I know that Jeremy Adorno, he not a pushover. You know what I'm saying? Right. You get in there again, you change the levels, working the jab, you go into the body. At what point in that fight did you realize, like, yo, I don't think he can hang in there with me? Because it seemed like at some point you just was like, you know what, I'm gonna press the gas. You know what I mean? So was that always part of the game plan? Did they unprofessionalism bring that on, or did you just was in the ring working the game plan and then you realized like, oh nah, he can't hang with me?
That was both. It was part of the game plan. We're gonna box him. We saw that he don't have experience as far as going a whole lot of rounds or he had a lot of 4-round fights. Mm-hmm. So our fight was a 6-round. We tried to do 8 because we know he was a pretty decent boxer. He had a good amateur career, so we wanted to take him in deep waters in an 8-rounder. But some way they didn't get approved, so we had a 6. It was all good. And so the game plan was to he loses sharpness about round 3.5. Yeah. He started getting a little lazy, started leaning forward a little bit. So that's what we saw. And so after the first 2 rounds, I already had 2 knockdowns. In a 6-round fight, I'm already like I'm up. Like all I gotta do, we probably win 1 round, and then so I'm up. So we think we're gonna just keep boxing, keep it simple, and then stick to the game plan, keep our jab on him, and keep boxing him, and then we saw him slow down. And I'm a finisher. Once I see you tired, I'm gonna come get you. Like that's basically what I did. I saw him breaking down, and he was taking a lot of shots. He didn't want to go down, but I was just laying it on him. But I'm kind of glad they stopped it in the fit because I was going to hurt him in the last round. I was going to deal with him. So it was good. He was cool. People, we talked after the fight. But yeah.
And so that's what another thing again. What I was wondering is your composure. You got so many. Like, I mean, I think when you look on BoxRec, it's like 15,000 fighters. That's boxers on BoxRec, but it's only a handful of guys that know exactly what to do when it's time to finish. And I think for me, that's one of my most impressive things about when I'm watching you, because when you get a guy hurt, you don't go crazy. You stay calm. You pick your shots. It's like you just know what to do to get the guy out of there. Why you think that is? I mean, again, a lot of guys, they know what to do, and they follow the game plan, but then, guys get a little jumpy. They get the winging shots and throwing them. So what's going on in your mind when you know I got him hurt? It's only going to take a little bit of time. I can get him out of here. What's going through your mind around that point in the fight?
It's all it is self-control. It's meekness, aggression, control. That's all it really is. And people, they get too happy. You just got to have self-control. Hey, stick to the game plan. We're going to up this pressure a little bit, but, keep your technique. Don't go crazy. It's a mental thing. Yeah. Because going crazy, you can't get caught with a shot. And then you about to get knocked down or you get hurt or something like that. So just keep your composure. That's all from the amateur experience that I have. Everything in me just, perfecting my craft, working on my craft, knowing that, okay, I got somebody hurt, keep your composure, put my presence in their face. Now, I ain't got to go crazy, but just my presence. I know my presence is going to cause them to panic.
For sure.
And so, Yeah.
How much? So, obviously, you say you want to campaign at 118, 122. I know you're currently your fights have been on PBC, which is definitely heavy in those two divisions. It How long you think is going to take for us to, I guess, maybe see you in a fight for contention or a title fight? I know, obviously, I know you said you still young into your career, but do you feel like you still need a lot more work, or do you feel like, hey, if I get the call, I'm ready now?
If I get the call, I'm ready. I feel like I'm ready now. But of course, I have managers and people moving me, and they invested in me, so they want to move me the right way. We want to try to get more rounds, and I'm stopping everybody. I'm 7-0, 6 knockouts.
Yep.
So we still want to get the rounds in. You know what I'm saying? Before we do jump out there with one of the guys that been 10, 12 rounds and stuff.
Yeah.
But
So, go ahead.
I say within a year from now, it should be about that time.
Now, looking into it, in the 118 or 122 division, is it any fighters that I guess maybe you might be on your day off, or you might be looking at them fight the champions or the contenders now, that you really feel like, hey, I really want to fight this guy, whether it's because you know you will beat him or you know that this guy will push you to your max? You got anybody like that you looking forward to fighting?
At 18, top ranked kid, in the way,
Yeah.
call him Monster.
Yeah.
I'm not pronouncing his name, but him,
Not now. Yeah, anyway.
the top guys.
Yeah.
I know I can get at him.
Yeah, no, that's love, and honestly, your style definitely remind me of. I don't know if somebody said that before, but you definitely got like a Stephen Fulton kind of style to you. I think you sit down on punches a little bit more, you attack a little bit more, but I find y'all styles to be very similar. And both of y'all are bigger guys as well. He was at your fight as well.
Mm-hmm.
Both of y'all are definitely bigger guys.
He was rooting for Adorno. I know.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Well, I know that because I think he got like a management company or something like that, and
it was in there too. His people told me.
Yeah, I think they signed to him. I know they got some kind of business relationship with those guys.
Fulton just moved to Houston, so his people saw me after the fight, and they want some sparring work.
Okay.
They came up to me, to my coach and manager after I fought. So
are you gonna give him that work, or you think you need to might hold out on that because you never know, you might see him in the future?
I'm hearing some of my people say give him that work, and some people saying nah. They say give him that work because I ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah. Nah,
and then they saying nah, save it. Don't let him he's trying to be sneaky and trying to see what you got because he know you coming. And so I'm hearing. Whenever the time comes and they actually want to work, then we'll get there. But I don't know right now.
Yeah, I would love to be a fly on the wall for that work right there. I think that'll definitely be some good work.
Oh yeah, sure.
If you could fight anybody in history at any weight class, who would you want to share the ring with?
Ooh, I don't know. Probably Roy Jones Jr.
You think you can keep up with Roy?
I tried to. That's what got me into it. He one of the best. I think nobody can mess with that man. Pound for pound, and they prime for prime. Nah, nobody messing with Roy.
Yeah, Roy was different. All right, man. So I want to get into a little segment I like to call a ring walk. This is where I ask you questions that not necessarily are related to boxing, but we're gonna get into that. So give me 3 things that you can't live without.
First, God.
Mm-hmm.
Second, my wife, and I guess third will be my kids.
Okay. So let's say this. If we could say God, then we're gonna move the next one into family. Right? And then what will be after that?
Then boxing.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, so obviously I know you a prospect, you coming up, you got your real estate stuff going on. But let's just say money ain't no object, money is not a thing. What car or truck would you have sitting outside your garage right now? Money is not a question.
Dang, probably like a Chevy Impala.
What?
Old school muscle car.
So yeah. Texas boys, man. Yeah. I see that. When you whether training or you about to get ready for a fight, what's the music that's on your headphones when you get ready for a fight or training or just need to turn up? What you listening to?
Man, it depends. What's the mood feeling like? Cause I go into some Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
or I cut on some Lil Durk. Like it depends on what's the vibe at the time. Or some Wayne.
Yeah.
I can never go with Wayne.
I hear that New Orleans in you, man.
Oh yeah, that's where I'm from.
Yeah. So how old were you, I guess, when you relocated to Texas?
10.
Okay, yeah, man, that's dope, man. I got some friends from out there, man.
Yeah. After Katrina, I made the move to Texas.
Okay, no, that makes sense. Nah, one of my best friends, he's from Kenner. My wife is from Metairie. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's dope. What's your comfort meal, man? After the fight is over, you done won your fight, man. Now it's time to go and get some food in your stomach. What you eating, man? What's your favorite food to go to post fight?
My wife's Salvadorian, and they throw down with the tacos, some corn salad, tacos.
Yeah,
that's tacos. That's what it is. Beef tacos.
Word. Okay, and obviously we know you married, and you just brought up your wife, so that's a good segue into my next question, man. Give me the top 3 qualities that a woman. Obviously, we already know you married, so give me the top 3 qualities that your wife showed you for you to say, you know what, she's the one.
Very supportive of my career, and very caring and listening.
Yeah, no, that's yeah.
Caring and listening.
Yeah, no, that's important, man. Because a lot of our women, they like to talk, they want to hear. So that's cool though, man. Hey, and for my last question, man, what is it that you want the boxing world to know about Michael Angeletti?
I'm coming for everybody, man. Like, period. Like, that's all it is. Like, you're gonna see me.
We gotta get you a nickname, man. I ain't hear one yet. I don't know if you got one, man.
Man, look, they be asking me every time before I walk out, hey, any nickname yet? The same dude, every time he announced my nickname, I like, nah, I'm gonna let the people pick. I tell them every time. But I don't know. I'm stopping everybody. I don't know. Everybody quitting in the corner.
Oh yeah, we gonna come up with something.
No Michael Angeletti.
Hey, I like that. You know what? I'm about to go with that one too. Hey, no Michael Angeletti. I like that one, man. Hey, champ, I appreciate you for taking your time out on this Sunday morning. I know it's football and a bunch of other stuff going on, but I do appreciate you taking your time interviewing with me, man. I really appreciate it. Looking forward to your next fight. Do you got any news for a fight date or anything coming up?
December 17th, possible date, and yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. I know that December 17th, that might be in Minnesota, man. So bring your jacket, bring your big jacket, man, for that one.
Yeah.
All right, now, but I appreciate you, champ, man. Hey, thanks for coming with me. Hey, guys, it's A-Side Boxing. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, man. We out.